Hey guys, Total 5 here with episode number 32 of the Palace Career Mode on FIFA 23. Back with the Palace Career Mode. We've had a few Juventus episodes spread across the past few days. We've had the the World Cup predictions for the group stages and the knockout. There's going to be a group stage reaction video and a new fresh knockout video prediction. That'll be one kind of combined video where we predict the knockouts with the actual teams that are in it. But this Palace Career Mode, it is going to continue. We will be bringing it back daily. I'll say daily now. I'll say daily. Well, Career Mode will be back daily. It will be this, or it will be My Player. Because the My Player on this game, I know I complained when I was at PSV, and I wasn't getting much service, and they sold all the good players. But now that I'm at Juve, banging in the goals, playing for a really nice team that plays really nice football, it is really, really enjoyable. And I've been watching a few other career modes. I've been watching the Doc's My Player. He's currently at Benfica, like we were. And I watched a few episodes of the Chesnoid Plays My Player. He has, I think, where was he? He was just at Newcastle. I think he's just signed for Newcastle in the newest episode. And in Doc's one especially, he's got sponsors and all these different moments. And I think that's something I'm going to try and maybe incorporate into both these career modes. I'm going to try and add that a little bit more. Starting next season on this Palace Career Mode, we're going to try and we'll bring back the player of the episode, like we did have for the Nice Career Mode and all the other career modes near the end of last season. We're going to maybe bring up some player conversations, kind of integrate them a bit more, because the ones that are currently on FIFA, they aren't the best. So yeah, we're going to just try something new next season where, as I've stated, if we win the Premier League, or should I say when we win the Premier League, we will be moving teams at the end of this season. Obviously, we use this career mode, we use Vieira, we use his actual manager. So this will be the journey of Vieira's manager career. Mid-table first season with Palace. Second season was fighting for Europa League. Got quite fortunate, maybe on the final day. Ended up 4th place in the Champions League. Got a relatively easy group in the Champions League. We have wins against Apoel. We have wins against PSG. And we have a draw, I think, against Porto. So it looks like we're going through to the knockout stages of the Champions League. Although still the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup is still there, but with Vieira, we want to keep it realistic, similar to how this career mode is semi-realistic. I think the signings we've made have been realistic, English mainly, from bigger teams, maybe where they won't get quite as much playing time, or in the case of someone like Tomori, bringing them back to England from Villarreal, which maybe was a bit more of an unrealistic option. But yeah, next season, should we win the Premier League, or when we win the Premier League, I think the jump has to be made to an established elite Champions League winning team. Not where we have to really build too much. You know, I think the top 3 in Germany, you know, you've got Bayern, Dortmund and Leipzig in Germany. Maybe Real, Atleti and Barca in Spain. Obviously, France, I think France is maybe a bit different. Maybe not PSG in France. Maybe we go to Lyon or we go to Marseille and try and dethrone PSG. Maybe that would be a bit more of a challenge there. And then Italy, obviously, used to play for Inter, so maybe that's a realistic one. But again, Italy has a plethora of elite level teams that could potentially win the league. Napoli, Roma. We could maybe argue Atalanta, maybe, but there's both the Milan teams. There's Juve. I probably will avoid Juve just because that's where we are on the My Player right now. But yeah, there's a lot of good teams we could join. We're not going to join a Premier League team. We're going to move away from the Premier League right now, should we win the league. Like I said, there's a lot of I'm discussing a lot in the future. We don't win the league this season. We're staying here till we win the league. Even if we win the Champions League here, I want to win the Premier League with Palace. That is the main aim right now. The Champions League, realistically, we're not going to win that this season. I think our team is good, but there's a few areas where it's not quite the best. Yes, we've beaten PSG, but I think we got quite fortunate in that one, especially considering the fact I think we 2-0 down in that one pretty early doors. But the game against Southampton here ends 10 goals to 1. I think it's clearly record-breaking in terms of Palace and their results. I'm not sure in the Premier League. That might be a record-equaling result. I'm not too sure. But a good performance nonetheless from the boys. As we come into the Carabao Cup, we're taking on Wolves. And we're going playing the highlighted things, whatever, with the second team. Penalty saved in normal time. We go to penalties after 120 minutes played at a 0-0 draw. And a penalty shootout for ourselves. It's currently even after 3 are taken, but Connor Cody misses. They score. It's all on Fletcher. Got the timing all wrong. We're knocked out the competition. That simple. It is that simple when it comes to penalties. So the Carabao Cup is now out of focus. We will not be winning that this season. And potentially, again, as I said again, if we win the league, we will not win the Carabao Cup with Palace because we will be leaving. But coming into the final game of today's episode, you've already been, normally there would be another game, but I think a 10-goal thriller, or an 11-goal thriller actually, 2 games is enough. But coming into this one against West Ham, and they always seem to cause us a problem. More specifically, it is Victor Osimhen that causes us a huge problem. He always scores against us, and it's infuriating. It's infuriating because he's just done it there. It was a sweaty goal. We kept them quiet until that point, and then bang, out of nowhere, they hit us on the counter. They score. Here, he's quicker than Mitchell. He's quicker than everyone else. He tucks it past Dean Henderson, and he doubles their lead. And I don't know how he does it, but he does it every single time we play them. He puts the ball in the back of the net, and more often than not, he gets at least a brace against us. Here, he's on for a hat-trick. Thankfully, it was blocked by Tomori. I really thought the signing of Tomori would help us against these types of players, and to a certain extent it has. If you remember when we played Nottingham Forest, Brobby, he was rapid. Tomori was good against him. Osimhen's just a different level. But, yeah, we're 2-0 down. There's 10 or less than 10 minutes remaining now. Things are not looking good for us, especially in our pursuit for the league. These games against West Ham, they're vital games for us to win. Yeah, they're a difficult team. Osimhen, they're our bogey team probably. But we have to get at least a point against them. And thankfully, Ebreche Eze, does exactly that. He gets a goal early doors. Late doors, should I say. But this puts the pressure on West Ham now. There's only a few minutes remaining. We've got the goal, we've got the confidence, we've got the momentum. It's all in our favour. And in the 92nd minute, we give the ball away. Vlasic, all he's got to do is play it across to Osimhen, but thankfully, Frimpong makes up for his mistake, and we can work out from the back. The pressure back on them. Our player of the season so far, Hudson-Odoi, down this left-hand side. Cuts inside, he got a hat-trick in the last Premier League game. This time he plays it through to Olise. And it has to be the 2 OGs to save us from embarrassment. Eze and Olise in the final 10 minutes of the game. Save us in this one, securing us the 1 point. And that's going to be it for this one. Final kick of the game was Olise putting the ball in the back of the net. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one though. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace.